My mother-in-law announced her engagement at my baby shower, so I announced her pregnancy at her engagement party. Have you ever been so perfectly petty that even your own husband had to admit you were right? Last weekend, I executed the most calculated revenge against my mother-in-law after months of her trying to steal every spotlight moment in my life. The look on her face was worth every second of planning. When I married Michael 2 years ago, his mother Diane made it clear that no woman would ever be good enough for her baby boy. She wore white to our wedding, classic, gave a 20-minute speech about how Michael was always her little man, and managed to faint during our first dance. The photographer has more pictures of her recovery than our actual vows. I tried everything to build a relationship with her. I invited her to lunches, asked for family recipes, even suggested we take a cooking class together. Each time she'd find a reason to decline or would show up and spend the entire time talking about how Michael's ex-girlfriend was practically family. When we announced my pregnancy 6 months ago, Diane's first words were, "Are you sure it's yours, Michael?" Then she laughed and said she was just kidding while watching my face for a reaction. As my due date approached, my sister insisted on throwing me a baby shower. We planned it for months, parent cute woodland theme, games that wouldn't make everyone cringe, and a beautiful venue with a garden view. I was finally feeling excited about celebrating this baby after a difficult pregnancy with severe morning sickness. The shower was going perfectly until gift opening time. Just as I was about to open the first present, Diane clinked her glass and stood up before we continue. "I have an announcement," she said, beaming. "Richard and I are engaged." She thrust her hand out, showing off a massive diamond ring. My mother and sister exchanged horrified glances as Diane proceeded to tell the story of the proposal, complete with Richard getting down on one knee right there in the middle of my baby shower. The entire room shifted focus to congratulate her. My carefully planned celebration became Diane's impromptu engagement party. When we finally returned to opening gifts, she commented on each one. "Oh, I had something similar for Michael, but higher quality, or that's cute. But wait until you see what I am getting you, Richard, it's much better." I smiled through it all. Michael apologized profusely on the drive home, but I assured him I wasn't upset. I had something better in mind. 2 weeks later, Diane and Richard hosted their engagement party at an expensive restaurant. They'd invited 50 people, parenting, mostly Diane's friends who loved drama as much as she did. Michael was concerned when I insisted on wearing a loose-fitting dress, but I assured him it was just more comfortable with my growing belly. The evening progressed with multiple toasts to the happy couple. Diane had arranged for a professional photographer, a 5-course meal, and personalized champagne flutes for everyone. Just before dessert, she stood to make yet another speech about finding love later in life. "Before dessert, I'd like to make a toast to Diane and Richard," I said, standing carefully with my sparkling water. The room quieted down. "Family is so important, especially as it grows in unexpected ways," I continued. "Michael and I are so excited to welcome our baby girl in a few months, and now we're thrilled that she'll have a little aunt or uncle to grow up with." The confusion in the room was palpable. Diane's face went from smiling to puzzled. "What I mean," I clarified, looking directly at her, "is congratulations on your pregnancy, Diane. Don't worry, your secret is safe with us." I had done my homework. Diane was 49 and had been complaining about hormonal changes and unexplained weight gain to anyone who would listen. She'd also dramatically refused wine at recent family dinners, patting her stomach and saying she was nothing. The room erupted in gasps and congratulations. Women rushed to hug a shell-shocked Diane, asking about due dates and morning sickness remedies. Richard looked like he might pass out. "I am not pert. I didn't," Diane stammered, looking frantically at Richard. "Oh, don't be modest," I said warmly. "You showed all the signs, and announcing big news at someone else's celebration is clearly a family tradition now." Later that night, as Michael and I drove home, he was torn between horror and admiration. "That was evil," he said finally. "Brilliantly evil, just giving her a taste of her own medicine," I replied. "Besides, she can clear it up tomorrow. She's going to hate you forever," he warned. I smiled and placed his hand on my belly where our daughter was kicking. "Some spotlights are worth fighting for. Diane hasn't spoken to me in 2 weeks."